All right, now we're gonna talk about monetization. Get to the bag, get to the money. All right, so monetization. Okay, so now we talked about monetizing through the video streaming platforms, through Video and Facebook and YouTube, as well as the audio form of the podcast, through Anchor.com, which distributes through to everyone that offers audio streaming. So now we're gonna talk about music streaming. Now, with this, it's gonna require you, doing some work because if you're not a musician, by heart, but like me, it's you're probably not gonna have the talent to produce a record. So you would have to hire producers and musicians to create you a song. Okay, I'm sorry for that. I just have to adjust the camera. There we go. There we go. Okay, perfect. So yeah, so you have to hire some musicians to produce a song for you. So if you choose to go that route, I suggest getting all your ducks in a row with your paperwork. Now, you definitely off the bat want to start your own publishing company because you definitely want to get paid for your music, and whoever owns the publishing makes the money. Okay, so once you can sign up to have your own publishing company under other performance rights organizations like ASCAP or BMI, which I'm with, and then you have another one called CSAC. So whichever one you choose, you can create a publishing company under. I believe with BMI I had to pay, I think it was $150 to create a publishing company. So they collect all my royalties on my behalf. So that's that. But once you actually get your song produced from the producers and you make them sign a contract stating that, okay, I've paid you for services rendered, I own the exclusive rights to this material. And remember, you don't own the rights, you own the exclusive rights, okay? Because you don't want to just have a lease agreement with anybody. No, you want to own exclusive right to the composition and the song itself, everything, especially with the producer. You want to have that conversation with the producer because sometimes producers, and by producers I mean the beat makers, they'll try to lease you the beat for a certain amount of time, and if nothing happens as far as like a success is produced from that song, then they can resell it to somebody else, and they'll do that over and over and over to different artists. Understand? And artists are paying for these beats, working their hardest to put out these songs, and nothing happens, and the producers just recycling that beat. So that's kind of messed up, but at the same time it's a business, so you want to make sure you have your T's crossed and I's dotted. So when it comes to owning that material, you want to make them aware that you want to pay for exclusive rights, meaning they cannot sell to anybody else. That beat is yours. You understand? And some producers may want to negotiate the publishing, because you're basically paying up front to be the only person that owns this beat. But on the back end, sometimes they want to get 50% of the publishing, and that's up for negotiation. If you tell them that you want to buy them completely out, it may cost you a bit more, but at the same time, have that conversation because you never know what that number could be, and if it's affordable to get them out the way early, do that. So when you produce this content and it blows up, you don't owe nobody anything. So you make them sign that paperwork, you pay them off, you own the beat, you get the song mix and mastered, by engineers, and I have some engineers. If you guys need, some assistance with that, I can forward you to some of the best engineers I've worked with for the past 10 years. So yeah, contact me about that later. But yeah, so once you own that content, you register it under your publishing company. So you sign into your BMI account like I did. You register the songs. You make sure you get the ISRC code embedded. Now that happens during the mastering phase, so you should definitely have that before you even produce the song. So I believe it's isrc.gov. And the ISRC is I forgot what the acronym stands for, but it's a number that basically is embedded into your song, and it's tracked every time it gets a radio spin, so you can see where your records are being played, and it also, yeah, it just sprinkles a code into the system that tracks where the song is being played, and you can see all that on mediabase.com and all that stuff. But that's music talk. So back to this. So right now we're just focusing on getting this monetizing and getting music monetization from your podcast as well. And this is the way I do it, because again, I was a musician already. I already had the song produced called Sleep Is for Billionaires. So when I decided to do the podcast, I already had the song, and I own the message and the brand. I mean, not the message, but I own the brand, so I might as well just tie it in and keep pushing the brand. So that's what I did to have the theme song to the show. So once you have all your ducks in a row, now your publishing company is set up. You have your song under the publishing company. So when it's time to collect the royalties from the song, it's coming to one entity, to one account holder, again, which is you. All right. So you have that already set up. Now with the music streaming. Now that you have that, you want to put that on one of those platforms like I told you about with Anchor. This one's called TuneCore. Okay, there's other ones that you can use. I forgot the other ones, but I use TuneCore. Okay, so you pay like $10 a month. $10 a year for them to put your single on their platform and distribute it worldwide to Spotify, Apple, Google Play, to all of them. Okay, so so you definitely want to utilize that. And then once it's on those sites, they also collect royalties on your behalf if you decided to do a publishing company with them, because I just remember they offer that publishing service as well. I already had mine with BMI before I got with them, so I just kept my own and then transferred it and said, just collect the mechanical digital royalties, and then I'll just withdraw whenever I withdraw it. So you can set it up how you want, but just know that site is available with both services for owning your publishing company as well as distributing to everyone worldwide, all the platforms worldwide. So now you're making a third revenue stream through one podcast. Now you have music being streamed and getting you royalty payments. So you can do that. Yeah, and that's the way I monetize. We talked about everything else when it comes to the video streaming and the audio streaming, the merchandising. We talked about that when it comes to monetizing. Now you can also host. You can also host events. I haven't got into it, but I've been offered opportunities. But during the pandemic, I'm just not trying to be outside like that. I'm social distancing. I'm just in the house. So, yeah, you can host events, because your show is gonna show that you can host. So you can use that as a resume or reel to kind of show a casting director or someone booking a host that you can do it as well. You can charge guests to appear on your show. So what I noticed is when I started interviewing, like A-list and B-list celebrities, you had a lot of up and coming talent who wanted to be interviewed as well. And granted, anyone could be, everyone deserves to get interviewed from time to time, but I was focusing on the elites. But I noticed that the people on the come up were so hungry to get a chance to be interviewed. I figured, hey, why not profit off it? So I would charge them a fee to get interviewed, because being on my platform helps them more because I'm associated with this talent on this higher level. So if you want to be a part of that, you got to pay. So you can definitely charge a fee to interview guests. So up and coming guests, because you're providing a platform that's going to give them promotion, so you should get paid for it, especially since you did all this work to build your following. You understand? You definitely got to charge for your time, so that's that. Let's see. And also, like I'm doing, I'm starting a website where I'm hosting my content as well as other people's content. So again, if you already have a podcast, I'm starting a podcast platform specifically for podcasts, and all my following is going to be on this platform. So if you want your already produced podcast on my platform, then there will be a fee for that as well. And then of course on this website, you can charge advertisements, you can do affiliated marketing, you can do, some, what else? I mean, what else am I doing on that? No, I guess that's pretty much it. Everything that I just stated, that's all how I'm monetizing just from the podcast alone. You understand? So you definitely want to take into consideration, and lastly, a course. Now that I think about it, a course. This course right here. I'm charging for this course, so you can start your own course once you gather the information you learn from me and everybody else, and then make it your own and do it your own way. Now you can start a course and tell people just by telling people how you did it. You understand? Because it doesn't have, you're not, like I said, I'm not the best at this, I'm not the only at this, but I'm me and I have my story, and you're going to learn from my story because I learned from my story. You understand? So tell your story once you get to the end of this course. So yeah, so that's pretty much the ways I see monetization being available, at least for me, So yeah, I'll see you on the next course. Thank you, guys. Another tool you can use to monetize is a website called Actors Access. Now, you don't necessarily have to be an actor to join this website, okay? And it's not free. They do have like a $15 monthly subscription. However, it's a directory for acting gigs, and not just acting in front of camera, but behind the scenes, including voiceovers. So if there's a voiceover job that may pay like $10,000 or $50,000, whatever the case may be, you can use your audio version of your podcast as a reel or a demo, so they can hear how you sound, and obviously you want to submit specific to the opportunity in which you think you can obtain, because you don't want to submit just the audio version of your podcast for automated opportunity voiceover. By automated, I mean animated, like where you have to sound like a cartoon character or a monster or something like that, and you send them something where you're just talking regular. It's not going to make sense. You're going to waste an opportunity. So, but it does open up the door for voiceover acting and stuff like that, where those opportunities could be very rewarding, especially if you get a network opportunity or a recurring opportunity. That's also beneficial as well. Because you can collect residuals. Because once you start getting those voice actor jobs, you're going to reach a certain point where you're going to have to become unionized, and that's joining the Screen Actors Guild and becoming unionized. And then once you become a part of the union, you get benefits, you get a pension and things of that nature based on the amount that you work. And you also get paid more for your time, because union actors versus non-union actors, it's a big difference in your pay scale. What you get paid more for your time. So you want to take that into consideration. And when you reach the point of being unionized, there is a fee. I believe it's $3,200. However, by the time you reach that point, you would have made enough money to pay that like it's nothing. So don't worry about that for now. For now, just utilize websites like actorsaccess.com. If you're in Los Angeles, you can also use that, but there's one specific to Los Angeles called lacasting.com, where they also have voiceover work available, and they charge a monthly subscription as well. I believe it was like $12 a month or something like that. But the opportunities by far exceed that amount, so you'll get that right back, about times 50, with the opportunities when you land one. So that's that. So LA Casting for my LA locals. And if you're in New York, it's nyccasting.com. Okay, and and if you're just anywhere and want to see if the opportunities are available where you are, it's actorsaccess.com. And there's also other websites that I may not know about, because I'm not real heavy in the voiceover world. But if you Google voiceover work, voiceover opportunities or voiceover commercial castings, whatever, some opportunities and other websites may become more available that you can become a part of. And now you have a demo reel to submit because you have your own podcast. So that's my 2 cents on that.